Hello everyone, I am back again today and I have a few things that I want to share with you. First of all, I want to tell you that I feel really good. As some of you know, I suffer from migraines and I had some dry needling done to my neck and it changed my life. So if there's anyone out there that is suffering from headaches or migraines, try to get some dry needling done. I hate needles. I literally pass out when they take my blood. That's no joke. But this is completely different and I swear by it. I went from being in bed for 2 weeks, could not do anything, could not function, to how I am today, which is no headache and I feel great. I'm a little hyper because I've been taking some Excedrin and I got a lot of caffeine in me, so you're gonna have to excuse me if I'm talking too fast. I'm known to do that when I'm hyper. I want to show you guys what I've been working on. I have so many projects on my desk right now, and I've just not been able to work on anything, and they've just been kind of piling up. So I want to kind of break through some of this stuff today. And the first thing I want to show you, I had posted some pictures on Instagram, and I pulled my camera closer, so I'm hoping this is better. It's closer for you guys. I hope it's okay. If this stuff is distracting, let me know and I'll just have to clean my desk off before I do a video. But I posted some of these on Instagram last week, I think. I don't even know. I had started some of them and then just quit because I couldn't do anymore. But I made a bunch of journaling cards, and these aren't sewn. These are ready to be sewn. And these right here don't even have the words yet. So I'm just making a bunch of things up to fill up journals. I want to have a good stash of things. So I'm going to show you how I did this, but I want to show you something first. And what I did was I took a piece of my cardstock. Now my cardstock, as you can see, it's the lighter weight. It's like 90 pound. And I love this weight because you're going to add so much to it, it's going to get thicker anyways. So I want to show you what was really cool about this is the fact that the way I measured it, I used one entire sheet of paper. So I got 4 journaling cards, and then, let me get these over here. I know you won't be able to see that. Hold on. And then I got 2 tags out of one piece of paper, okay? And the only thing you're going to, lose is where you punch. And I used this punch right here from Hobby Lobby just to get my tag shape right there. Okay, so what I did was I wanted to get the most out of my paper for length to get as many tags as I could. And so, of course, your paper's 11 inches, as you know, 11 inches. So 5.5 is where I wanted to cut the length so I could get 2 of them, okay? So then I just went 3 inches for, as you can see here, for my journaling card, and so I was able to get 2 this way, okay? That left this strip here. So I just took the strip, cut it in half also, which would make it 5.5, and of course it was thinner, as you can see, but it made a perfect tag. And of course you don't have to have this punch, you could just, cut it in tag shape, use one of your tags you have as a template, but I had this and it was a perfect size, so that's what I did. Now I'm going to show you how I decorated mine. I had all of these. Honestly, I cut these out so long ago, I can't remember if it was a book or if it was a magazine, but it had some were like exactly back to back like this, and there was flowers and just different herbs and things like that, and I just picked out the ones I wanted. As you can see, like I said, I don't remember, I think it was a book, I really think, but I think it was. But anyway, that's what I picked. So you could even use magazines though, because it's that type of a thickness. It's not, it's flimsy and it's glossy, but not like super glossy. So you could use magazines for this. You could use anything for that matter, but this is what I'm using. And I've got some really pretty pictures here. Like I said, I picked out the best ones. And then I had quotes and words, and I do not know where I've got all of these because these I've had for a couple years. I've also got these who are from Tina. These are from Tina. And then I have some of these different with the flashcards, and I told you guys who that was in my last video, or one of my last videos that I did this, and I do not have that little paper that I had it on, so I can't remember who it was right now, but these were free in one of the groups I'm in, so you could use any words, you know, that you want to use. For decorating, you can even use, for example, I have like all of Tina's kits. When I get done, I put whatever's left, or if I print off a couple kits and I have a bunch of pieces, as you can see, these things are full. Especially the Secret Garden, it's a huge, huge kit. And I keep all the little pieces in the glassine bags or envelopes and keep them together, and then I'll use those. So that's what I'm going to use today to show you how to decorate the tag, or the tags. So what I did was I used, I think I'm like all over the place. I used this book. It's a hymnal. It is from 1911, and it is just wore out. I mean, it's ripped and wrote in, and it was just falling apart. And so the pages are really brittle. So, I mean, it's ripped in all kinds of places here. But, so it can't really be used in a journal. I mean, it's just crumbling here. So I figured this would be the best way to actually use this, and it makes a beautiful background. And so for the journaling card, which I have here, which I know I'm on the same color paper, because I don't have anything else here at the moment. But what I did was I used a glue stick because I'm going to sew. So if you're going to sew, the glue stick's fine. If you're not, I would use a liquid glue. I want this side. I would use a liquid glue to be safe. And then you won't have to worry, because like I said, I'm sewing and it's not gonna come apart or come off. And then I'm just gonna trim around it. And then I'm gonna save all of this. As you can see, I have it all here in this dish, my beautiful plate that I love. I have all the scraps here because these are perfect for what we're getting ready to do with the tags. And so I just trimmed it down, and of course I'm not going to sew it on camera, but that's self-explanatory. Okay, and then I would ink it up. So I just went around and inked it up. And like I said, you don't have to use magazine clippings or from book pages, whatever. You could use digitals, you know, any ephemera you wanted. I just wanted to make a bunch of like vintage floral nature type stuff up. So this is what I pulled out, and I wanted to use up my stash. So that's that one. Where's my... Let's see. Let's just use, no, let's use this one. Okay. So then, of course, again, I'm going to use liquid glue on this one because you could go around and sew around the little cards, pictures, whatever you put on there. I'm only going to sew around the edge. So I am going to use my art glitter glue, and that way I know it's not going to go anywhere. Okay, and then the next thing I did, of course, was pick my word. And I have all different ones, but I already had one somewhere. Of course I did. Well, we're going to use this one. And it is one of those flashcards, and it just says flowers. and I want to ink that up. These are so easy, and just sometimes we just need a little bit of inspiration. And by the way, speaking of that, I almost forgot. There was a girl that I follow on Instagram, and I seen one of her pictures of some tags she was doing, and they weren't with the hymnal or anything like that, but it just inspired me to make these. And so I went back and tagged her in the picture because hers were a lot different, but it just gave me the inspiration I needed to sit down and come up with some type of tag or card, journaling card, whichever. And this is what come out of it, you know, and I think these are really, really pretty. And so now all I'll do is go back and just sew around it. Now on the back of some of these, I'll show you. This one I didn't, but on this one I stenciled, and then this one I did my doily stencil. So you could even stencil on them. I think that's pretty too. So that's, you know, optional. Stuff all over the place. Okay, I cannot remember her name. For heaven's sakes, I cannot remember her name because it's not her real name. I can't remember her username or whatever it is on Instagram to even give her credit on here. But she is tagged on my Instagram if you're on my Instagram. So here are the tags, which, you know, they start off like this. And so what I did was I just went and got some of the scrap paper that I had over here and just picked a piece that I wanted. Same thing, I used glue stick and glued it down just like this. Now this one has been sewn around, and it's got this ticket, which is from Tina's kit, vintage birds and envelopes and tickets or something like that. I have so many of her kits that I forget some of the names, but you can find it in her shop. And then there's one of those flashcards right there. It says sentimental. And so I looked at this one, and my paper was on there completely crooked. And so I thought, well, how am I going to make that look even? And that was by making everything else crooked. So if that makes sense, it looks like it was that way on purpose. And then, of course, I just kind of crazy stitched around it there. But you just add your paper, your background, vintage paper, whatever you want. This one, let's do this one. This is from her vintage notes kit. That's what it's called, vintage. It's one of her new ones, and it is perfect for Valentine's Day. So if you're doing a Valentine's journal, you definitely want to check out that kit. I mean, look, it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I've already done one journal with it. Anyway, I went ahead and distressed the edges, and then I like mine kind of sideways like that. I don't want it straight, so I'm going to take my glitter glue because I want liquid glue. I'm not going to sew around this, but again, you could sew around everything. I want it this way. And then the same thing with the word that I have here. It says cherish. It's already inked up. I was trying to save some time. I've got so many videos I need to try to get done today. And the next one that I'm getting ready to film as soon as I'm done with this one, which they will be uploaded back to back, is the one that I told you guys you do not want to miss. It is going to be so much fun. I cannot wait. So there is this one. So there's all different things you can do. You could use your digitals. You know, it's the same principle for either, or you just have a bigger surface, you know, same thing. So I just thought I would share that with you guys. Like I said, I'm trying to make up a lot of ephemera things that I can just fill my journals with and build my stash. So I'm ready, so when I sit down and do journals, I can just grab things. One thing that I've made up is, and I've done this for over a year, but I just made some more, and it's the Edith Holden This one is going to be a journaling card because it was at the top, the picture's at the top of the page, and I couldn't make the tag shape without ruining the picture. So, and I just add my coffee dyed or tea stained or whatever. You know, I'm using lined paper because I can't write in a straight line to save my soul. It's always like this. I don't know why that is. But, so I put that on the back and then just sewed around it. And this one's sideways. So you can write on it sideways. It's just a little piece that I had left and I wasn't gonna waste that paper. So these make beautiful tags, and you can make them, you know, I've made this one tall and skinny. This one's shorter and fatter. You know, you can just make all different sizes depending on the picture that you're cutting out in your book. And everybody loves Edith Holden. So there is an idea. And here's another thing that I'm working on. This is a notepad that you get, is it a set of 3 or 4 at the Dollar Tree? And they're just small lined paper. And I don't know if there was 4, I think there's 4 sheets. Yeah, there's 4 or 5 sheets, let's see. No, there's 4. 4 sheets of paper I put together, and I folded over a coffee dyed doily, and then I just sewed across it. And so I like to just add these in my journal for extra writing. But I'm gonna go back and decorate them. You can add like a word there, or you could add just, I can't find my ephemera right now. You know, you could add a piece of ephemera right there, or a flower, whatever you want, just to make it a little more fancy. You could add some, I've added like sari silk and added a fabric cluster. You know, you could do anything like that, but these are really cheap to make, and you're just using the small, what are these, 4-inch, no. What are those? Those wouldn't be 4-inch. Yeah, I think they are 4-inch doilies. I think that's what they are. So anyway, there's an idea. And then this is the pink paper, and I just used a regular doily that was not coffee dyed, but I wish I would have used some of Dee Dee's avocado dyed, but I used all her doilies, so I don't have any. But that would have been gorgeous on this. But this is, here it is. I knew I had one somewhere. You know, I just folded the doily over. Just gather your paper up, put it on there, and sew it. It's that easy. Nothing to it. But it adds a lot, and it gives you something else to put in a journal. And it's also handmade, and then you can just decorate it up. You could even stamp on it, whatever you wanted. So that is what I've got right now. And I do have some more project shares, but I want to stop here because I think this is plenty for you guys to concentrate on right now. I know I was kind of all over the place because I'm really, really hyper with this caffeine in me because I do not drink caffeine anymore. So I hope I'm not driving you guys crazy, but I'm feeling so good. I just wanted to come on here and do a bunch of videos. So I'm getting ready to turn the camera off, and I'm getting ready to start this new series that I have coming up. I guess you can call it a series. It's going to be going on all year, so stay tuned for that video up next. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a blessed day. See you soon. Bye.